Hi Taurus, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are looking at all things love, okay? So checking in, seeing what's happening for you with love. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that support. It really does help out the channel, being such a small channel. So thank you so much for that. This week I am using the Mystic Red Rose Love Oracle. I do have two Lenormand decks here as well, the Modern Lenormand as well as the Uranus do Fogo, the Fire Queens deck, as well as using the Love Message Oracle. Okay, so getting into it for you, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, general messages for Taurus when it comes to love and romance. What themes of love for Taurus? Themes of love for our Taurus. Interesting. We do have the partying energy coming through first here, Taurus. Time with friends, having fun, happily single and living in the moment. So just making the most of your independence, your freedom. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are single. You're just really enjoying your independence and spending time with friends rather than, love and stuff like that, because I'm feeling that this second card that we're seeing here, it does feel as though it's bringing up that's why you're kind of trying to focus on just having fun and being pretty chill when it comes to actual love, just living in the moment. You're trying to learn to live in the moment and allow things to just flow a little bit better for you when it comes to love, because of this energy here, the chaser energy, fear of abandonment, chasing, and codependencies. So, some of you may just sort of see this pattern or this energy around yourself where, you do quite easily get drawn into things where, you feel as though you have to kind of chase love. Rather than just allowing it to come to you. I do feel that with that partying energy, that this is something that you're trying to change. So for quite a lot of you, I do feel as though you may actually already be aware of that energy, that you may have, sort of picked up on these little patterns within your own self and the way that you approach, love interests. And, it's kind of this energy of, very, very typical kind of Taurus energy where it's you that you being so sweet little Taurus, you go out of your way to try to, give and give and give, but, not everybody necessarily gives back. Sometimes when you chase the love and, you put in so much effort, it can kind of get a little bit scary for other people and they kind of back off and run away from that. But, Taurus, you guys are known for being a little bit stubborn here. So you may, be somebody who has, given it your all, even when your all is just a little bit too much for the other person and they've backed off. It's just because I feel like it's just along the lines of, just differences in personalities and things like that. It doesn't really feel like the heavy duty, negative chaser runner sort of dynamic here. It just feels like a little bit of a pattern where you just give so much of yourself that it can be hard for other people, Taurus, because if they see you giving so much of yourself, not everybody is like that. Not everybody is willing to give that much, and sometimes people can kind of look at that as though, oh wow, that's Taurus is going to all this effort, Taurus is putting in all this work, I don't have that in me. That they kind of subconsciously realize that they can't meet that expectation that you're setting by being just your normal self. They feel as though they can't sort of keep up to your level. It makes them sort of, and you're not intentionally doing it at all, Taurus. It's just, this person's lack gets brought out in them because of how much you give. And then that makes them kind of realize that they just don't have that much to give. And so, then, and, as we all have self-worth issues and things like that, they start to feel as though they just can't keep on your level, Taurus, that they're not enough or worth enough for this connection. So, sometimes we do find that that does actually exacerbate other people's ish. You don't mean to trigger these people, but you kind of are. So it's one of those default things where I don't think this is any fault of yours at all. It's just one of those things that sometimes happens, because your energy is just so giving. Clarify this energy for Taurus, please. So yeah, I think that this is something that you are already, aware of within yourself. And I'm seeing that followed through here as well with the tree coming through first. So, you've started the growth process. You've already healed and grown from, within yourself and for love, and you are sort of maybe very aware of these sorts of patterns, and that's why you're kind of trying to hold back a little bit here with the anchor coming through. You're just trying to be, just steady as she goes kind of thing. You're not allowing yourself to feel stuck, but you're also just sort of letting people around you know that you're secure, you're dependable, they can rely on you if they want to, but you're kind of not really pushing it too much here. You're not sort of doing anything wild to try to chase love anymore. I feel as though for a lot of you, we do have the fish coming through as well. So quite a lot of you, you're just enjoying your life and feeling just abundance just in your life in general. That doesn't matter what abundance you're feeling here. It is just that sense of abundance. For some of you, it's an abundance of, love from your friends and family, an abundance of, fun, happy, freedom, all those sorts of different things here. For some of you, it's definitely, focusing on the career, the money stuff as well. That is the money card. So you just moving forward, maturing, healing, keeping yourself nice and steady and stable, especially when it comes to, getting that security and stability, with your financial side of things as well, making sure you're ready when things do come around for you, but you're really just sort of trying to take it as it comes rather than, rushing on after it. But we do see that kind of does seem to work for you, because we do have the talking card coming through as well. Interested, awaiting messages, texts, calls, emails, texting, more, talking more. Okay, so, we do start to see communication starts to pick up for you in the near future with somebody, or I do feel like for a couple of you, this may actually be more than one person. Pardon me with the coughing and whatnot. It's, allergies just do not stop. Doesn't matter what time of year it is. Clarify the talking energy for Taurus, please. So yeah, we do see the fox coming through first and foremost. So you're just looking after yourself first and foremost. It's that time of your life, Taurus, where you are really just living it for you and, worrying about yourself for once, instead of, trying to put so much into other people around you. You're actually putting some of that effort back into yourself. That occasionally is the player of the lenormand here. So you may be, some of you may be playing the field a little bit and, just seeing what's available, what's out there. So maybe I'm definitely seeing that for a few of you, there is, more than one person around your energy when it comes to love. So a couple of you probably definitely playing the field at the moment. But, it's the positive selfishness. It's that independence once again, and it's doing what you need to do, getting yourself sorted and making sure you're looking after yourself for once. I feel as though you, Taurus, are someone who's put so much time and energy into other people, and sometimes you forget to just actually go for what you want. You're so, jumping on board with what everybody else wants, that sometimes you actually forget that it's okay to listen to what you want and just explore and experience life, just enjoying life and as it comes. And if that so happens to be playing the field a little bit at the moment, maybe that's what's necessary for your happiness at this time. We do see the key coming through with that as well. So definitely seeing a lot of opportunities around you when it comes to love and romance, either way. All right. So regardless of, how serious you're wanting to get with love and romance, there is a lot of opportunities for you to, have success with what you want here when it comes to love. So whether that be the short-term stuff or the longer-term stuff, there's opportunities around you that you can find those to be very successful. But I do feel as though for a lot of you right now, even though there may be more than one energy around you, we are seeming to just sort of in that getting to know people stage, that dating kind of stage, rather than, linking into anything a bit more serious at the moment. We do see the coffin coming through here as well. So, it does sort of show us that at some point there is something ending in your world that is kind of, opening you up to these transformations with, it's kind of like a progressive energy. We did see that tree at the start here. So you are just sort of finishing off some self-healing and self-growth stuff. Been looking at patterns in the past. My video is just a bit funny. Just give me a second. Sorry about that, Taurus. I hope that's fixed the issue. But yeah, I was just sort of saying about how, you have been healing from these patterns that you've started to notice within yourself. So you are sort of making this conscious effort to, end those past patterns and not allow that to continue. So you're kind of closing the lid on the way that you may have been in the past, chasing love, and so that you can sort of move forward and have new beginnings in different ways to what it's been like in the past, from doing so. I feel as though that's just going to lead you to someone a little bit more ready to tackle the Taurus that you are. So I do feel as though that's, it's a transformation in a rebirth in within yourself that does lead you to like a brand new version of yourself within love altogether. So, good things happen when we grow and transform and do the work. Sometimes it's people don't realize how much you can actually change about your own life just by, changing the smallest little things about yourself. And you seem to be on the right track, Taurus. But having a look at intimacy for you, I've got to be careful with the sex word on YouTube, but we are looking at emotional and physical intimacy, seeing what's happening with that. Okay, Taurus, what's going on for Taurus with intimacy? Anything Taurus needs to know in regard to intimacy, please? That is so interesting. Because what were the last two cards we just saw? We had the key and then the coffin. The first two cards that have come up in the intimacy cards for you, totally different deck. We have the key and then the coffin. Okay, so I know that one looks very, very different, being the little skull head in this deck, but it's the exact same, even to the same order, both coming out in that same order, that, opening up to new opportunities, ending out things, from the past here, leading you to success. A successful transformation, a successful ending of those negative parts, within self, that the patterns that you weren't happy with. So I do feel for quite a lot of you, some of these patterns that you've noticed about yourself, it may have had to do with actual intimacy as well. I am just going to get one more to clarify those two and just double check that we, I want to make sure I'm giving you the clearest messages possible. But once again, I am seeing straight away with the key that there's multiple opportunities for intimacy here, not just one person coming through there. The key does talk about, multiple opportunities. It's like walking down a hallway and, there's like multiple doors, and you can open as many or as little of those as you like. So, the key will open all those doors, but you just, I'm seeing here too with the the crossroad has come through it there as well. So it's kind of like you deciding, oh, I like that opportunity. Oh, they're cute, so I'll open that door and see where that goes. Oh, I'm not. I feel like a bit of red flag energy from that doorway over there. So we're just going to leave that one shut for now, and we're just going to ignore that. Walk on past, and you're assessing the different opportunities, I feel, choosing between your options. But like I said, I'll just clarify that key and coffin energy, just because it's such a specific energy that has come through twice. I just want to make sure I'm being very, very clear with that for you. Clarify the key and the coffin energy for Taurus. Rephrase. That's my rephrase? Okay. Okay. So it's going back talking about the once again, this multiple opportunities thing seems to somehow be important to your energy right now, Taurus. Because when I've asked for a clarifier, a rephrase here, we have the mice, the fox, and then the fish. Okay, so the mice does talk about that for a lot of you have been either that you're stressing about, is it okay for me to be a bit of a player and to go into my I'm hearing hoe phase. I am hearing that clearly. Yes, it is. Okay, it's in your energy as what's sort of in the energy for you right now. So, it's up to you to decide whether that is right or wrong for you. But if that is right for you, then that is right for you. Who else? Who is to judge? Nobody other than yourself should be judging you, Taurus. But then and for others of you, it's kind of talking about you lost your opportunity to do that. Maybe when you were younger, you feel as though that you missed out on an opportunity to kind of really explore your interests when it comes to intimacy, and explore different options when it comes to intimacy. So this is kind of your chance, I suppose, your opportunity to explore, what you truly want when it comes to intimacy, with maybe more than one person, with maybe, to explore different opportunities and see which ones are going to work out the best for you. All right. So it doesn't even necessarily need to be physical. All right. Because I am picking up that some of you, there is someone, at least one of you out there, like, I'm not going to go and sleep with all these people. But you don't need to be actually sleeping with them. It's exploring the opportunity of, what types of emotional connections and intimacy you can have with people. All right. So it's kind of like you always have a different experience of vulnerability and emotional connection with, each and every person in your life. And being able to open up a little bit and be a bit broader with the way that you're experiencing different connections. I kind of feel like that's kind of what it's talking about here for a lot of you. Although for others of you, it's definitely some physical stuff, blended in amongst all that as well. But we do have the fox and the fish have both come out as well. And, like I said, the fox is my player card, and the fish sometimes can, reflect very similarly to the key energy with the there's lots of fish in the sea, talking about the dating pool when it comes to love. Do I like this fish, or should I throw it back and try again, cast another line? You're being very smart about it too with the fox there. It's like you are being very, very smart about, okay, well, I missed out on my opportunity to explore XYZ. I'm going to explore XYZ, see if, maybe X, Y, or Z fit me. And, oh, do you know what? I'm not really a fan of X now that I've experienced that. Oh, Y I really liked, and Z was fantastic. So, moving forward, I'm like, oh, Y and Z, I like those things, but I'm not as interested in X as I thought I might be. So, I'm going to move on forward, and that's my little, experience, and that's going to help me in the future make better decisions for myself, make myself, steer clear from that chaser-runner dynamic in the future. All right. So I really do feel for a lot of you, this is, it's player kind of vibes, but being very smart about the way that you are playing the field, so to speak. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're having, very, very physical stuff with each and every one of these people. It's more along the lines of that, just getting to know people, especially with that talking card, just getting to know people and working out how you get along with people and how to get along with people without chasing them down and, pinning them down into connections. So, and you're just enjoying yourself, just enjoying living in the moment. And it's not a bad thing at all here, Taurus. So I feel like that's what you're kind of teaching yourself, is that this is all just part of your journey where you're just learning a little bit more about how to experience love for you and how to enjoy, just going with the flow and, getting to know different types of people. Some people like to talk like this, and some people like to have, those deeper conversations right off the bat, and, different ways of getting along with people and being intimate with people on different levels and things like that, and working out what is really right for yourself, Taurus. Okay, but we'll have a check in here and see if there's any specific messages, maybe from a specific person wanting to come through for you when it comes to love and romance. Any specific love messages for Taurus? Any specific love messages for Taurus, please? Whoa. I cannot reach that one. It's flown across the other side of the room, but I can read it. Okay. There is someone from the past. They've flown across the room, so it's a little bit distant. All right. It's a bit more distant. It's not really affecting your energy. It's just there in the background. Okay. That's why I'm not even going to bother to pick it up. It's just kind of background noise right at this point. It does say, I cannot let go of you. So there is somebody, still pining over you a little bit, Taurus, that they're just struggling to heal from you and the situation in the past with you. I don't feel as though it's anything that's going to be relevant to you, though. It's just background noise, like I said. I feel like this is actually you here, Taurus, these two. I wish I could understand you, and I cannot express myself. So, this is phases of that learning yourself just a little bit more, learning, how to understand different aspects of different people and how that, how that works for you, how that you can actually express yourself by getting to understand all different types of people and how to get along and, how this person expresses themselves and that person, all those sorts of things. We do have quite a lot of options here. Sex with you, Taurus. Someone definitely has Taurus on the brain. I feel like that's actually a future energy. Okay, so there are a lot of options open to you that are, very, very intense desire connections in the future here as well. There are the options for that. All right, somebody, as soon as they meet you, that's all they can sort of think about, I feel like. So even through the talking stages, this is very muchly at the forefront of their mind. All right, but definitely seeing some fish in the sea for you at the moment. Lots of options, and just enjoying yourself and putting yourself first for once, Taurus. But that's what we have for you today. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again soon.